Timothy Zigma,
Here.
Ryan Rogan, has to be excused. Jenna Deely,
Here.
Scott Hamill,
Scott, are you online? Aye.
Steve for a moment.
Yep.
Alternate George Miller,
Here.
alternate John Dakin,
Here.
and alternate Steve Biella.
Here.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to ask Steve if you'll be seated for Andra Millard. She's running late to the meeting, so if we can ask you to participate, and then I will also seat Mr. Millard for Diane Jorsey, and I'll seat Mr. Dyken for Brian Rogan, okay? All right, so we have the approval of the minutes for March 5th, 2025. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Are there any corrections?
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the
Okay.
minutes as written.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Daly. We have a second by Mr. Zigmont for the discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, so moved. Next item is a receipt of new applications and scheduling of public hearings as required or necessary. Item A is a special permit with site plan application AMG Pub 2 LLC for a proposed gas station expansion at 109 and 129 Berlin Turnpike in the BT1 zone. And I guess this has to be open by the 23rd of May, but you're suggesting we actually go to public hearing on the 23rd of April?
That's correct.
Okay, is this the gas station on the Chamberlain Highway that we had all those problems with through the years?
Fitco station.
Right, just north of Home Depot.
Oh,
Big
Citgo.
Fitco station.
Oh, north of Home Depot. Oh, okay, the big, oh, oh, yeah.
One that's been there forever.
Yes, okay, all right. Okay, commission, what's the flavor of the commission? All right, well, do you have a motion, or are you saying, making a motion,
Make
Mr.
a motion
Miller?
To have the meeting scheduled for April 23rd, 2026.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Miller. Do we have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Dyken. Further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Commission business, item A. A request of Tom Kokomo for a 90-day extension to file the Mylar for the approved re-subdivision at 398 Chamberlain Highway. What happened here? 90-day
So
extension?
anytime there's a subdivision, they have 90 days and 2 90-day extension periods to draw up the map that gets filed on the land records. In this case, the map needed some details added to it that they submitted. And with adequate time for our review, but not adequate time for them to respond to our review of the Mylar.
How is everything going out there?
Well, they're not doing it, well, yeah, actually, they did start, I think, doing something out there. I haven't been past the site.
Okay.
They did have, I think, discussion with, either engineering or the ZEO with regard to the erosion controls and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at. I have not been out there. But I would support this extension because of the details we wanted added to the Mylar that's being filed.
Okay, do we need a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to approve a 90-day extension for Mr. Kokomo to file the Mylar for an improved re-subdivision of 398 Chamberlain Highway.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Dyken. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Daly. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, those opposed, so moved. Next item is an 824 referral to add a sidewalk segment to 2023 connectivity grant project that would be south of the present terminus at Percival Field to 143 Percival Avenue and on 4 Rod Road, north and south of the existing project.
So
Oh,
in your packets, which I guess some of you didn't, so they get all the attachment pages opened, digitally.
yeah, I couldn't get that.
I've, Percival Field to where the new senior housing is going to be is the Percival Avenue section.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Knights of Columbus, to the Knights of Columbus driveway.
Yeah, I think so.
It's now Vesta. That's the Percival Avenue.
now okay, so it's going to be on the side of the new senior housing project? Are there,
So,
are there sidewalks there at all?
This is where you'll see where the segments are. And I believe that is.
See, I couldn't get that one to open.
up to-
Yeah, can I share that?
I don't
Yeah.
think there's sidewalks there.
So,
I'm showing it here.
Percival, yeah,
The
up the
Knights of
same
Columbus.
side,
yeah,
side of the road.
okay,
Like it's coming up from here.
yeah. Yeah, because I don't think there's any sidewalks at all on Percival Avenue.
Yeah.
Are there?
There is a segment, I believe, and this is, there's a segment, it comes up, I'm looking at the wrong one again. From
This-
Harbo,
Yes, so it's not going all,
The gray strip, that's where there's currently a sidewalk.
yeah,
Where's,
then,
do you have a gray strip on your picture? Oh,
One specifically, there's gray and then there's a,
And then
all right, so this is
this is existing.
Harbo.
Okay.
Oh, I see, I see. So this is,
it's Percival Fields, you don't get into
you can get in,
all
can't
the
get
way
in.
up to the senior housing. So
Okay,
this is that segment.
Gotcha.
Let me
All
see
right.
what the other segments were.
and then the other one is the 4 Rod Road. Now, is that where those storage utility buildings are gonna be? Is that what they're
No,
doing?
it's more up going towards the center of town.
Okay,
There's some missing segments like near.
is that near that sports arena or a complex going down?
Some of that is still developer responsibility and some of it is town responsibility. So this is calling for, everywhere the town will be taking responsibility and or using portions of, bonded money.
Okay,
The,
Oh.
doing that from Norton Road South
all right.
towards Meadow Lane and further. Let me look at this cheat sheet map again, yeah. So.
I always like that too.
This map. With the hatch marks.
Yes,
Around road sections are north of Norton and south of Norton.
okay,
Again,
yeah,
the connection. with
oh, I see.
ways.
Okay.
Commissioner Zigman always comments, these are the the connecting, the pieces that get put out there.
It's a puzzle.
Connecting where weren't
Activity.
required
How about,
when those lots. were
how about the piece on Kensington Road? We doing that too? Because there's a piece on there that says Kensington Road.
Oh, can I comment?
Yeah,
So I listened to the town council meeting on Tuesday about this. So this is a carryover, monies that was carried over from a previous thing.
Yeah.
I guess there were three, they went back to the town council and asked them for recommendations on where they could use the excess grant money that they still had available. They gave them three recommendations. After the engineering was done, they came to the conclusion that they could only do two of the three. I don't know if one of them, but they couldn't do all the three that they originally suggested. These are the two that they felt were the most worthwhile to do with the monies they still had left. So there's no additional money coming out of like the budget or any of that kind of stuff to
Okay.
do this. It's leftover monies from an engineering perspective and from the bill perspective. It just needs to be authorized to be used for this purpose.
okay. Therefore, the 824. Okay, all right, commission. Do you feel all warm and fuzzy about the connectivity over there, Tim? Do you feel warm and fuzzy enough to? Well,
It may be in one or the other, or it may be.
they ran out of
it may
cash.
Either be in another section or by a grant, different grant. Because there are, I mean, months ago, if not more than a year, but a while back, you did have, an 824, and we were also working on others that showed more globally the entire town and where sections were, but we have a 2023 connectivity grant, a 2024 connectivity grant, and I don't think a 25, but what connectivity grant did you work on, Alexa? What year was that one? Can you remember? That you submitted? No? That was the 25.
it had
So
to
the
be.
25 was submitted.
Yeah,
So these all are building off of each other and the year and the level of priority at that time that those years came in. So those may be included and we may have already even seen them.
okay. I can't, I'm sorry, you gotta use that. Yeah, because otherwise they
The only
can't hear it.
question, the map, because the map had sections on here that were not named off on the
824.
on the 824. So I'm trying to figure out if
I'm not seeing sections that aren't on here.
on this,
Do you know which one he's looking at?
there's red slash sections.
Oh, so no, those are not in this request. The three he's pointing to are the modified location. The only locations being modified. So that one to Carville may actually not be in place yet, according to this map. That may be one that already was slated as being installed. You may be right, it may not be a single one, but I'm not seeing it. In
No,
my
I,
until head driving down the road either. But you'll see attached, which means it was part of the 2602, with the date.
yeah,
In those sections. You'll see the same thing on Four Rod. It's one section of the area north of Four Rod Road, but not the entire section on Four Rod Road. These are the three that were enhancing sections that were already being put in.
okay, all right. Well,
Did that answer your question, Tim?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the 824 referral to add sidewalk segments to the 2023 connectivity grant project to the areas of Percival Avenue and Four Rod Road as stated.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Millard. Further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, so moved. Now we have the 824 for the acquisition of a conservation easement on a portion of the Nelson Augusta Moore property on High Road. Now, I think,
Probably a little more confusing
oh,
because.
I hate when you say that.
Discussed.
Oh, I did have.
Justice Moore Homestead property. And it's a project, that they're working on with the Trust for Public Lands.
Yes.
There will be, the Berlin Land Trust has secured the easement around the house or on a portion of the property, but not around the house, around a portion of the property. And it really didn't address the public access trails that are being desired. Now, the proposed future trails that show on the rest of it should fall under the, what the Trust for Public Lands is having, now it's on the screen. So this conservation area is, proposed for protecting the trail and public access to a portion of what the land trust secured. I'm sorry, my thoughts are working very slow.
No, that's okay.
I'm having moments with my. Okay, so you have this map,
Yeah.
which shows what the land trust has as a conservation area. And its entirety around the house and then out to the east. What the proposed easement that the town wants
Oh, I
is
see.
on the
It goes
back
this way.
part of this easement. So it's a portion of the land trust easement that we want a town easement over as well. To secure public access and trail abilities. And then if there's future uses, we'll look into that, but that'll probably center around where the house is, and there's another outbuilding that's currently leased out and occupied,
So
there's lots of layers to this.
so how much of the conservation easement then is the town council looking for?
3.8 acres.
And how big is this parcel? This is 7.4. So it's basically,
Parcel 7 acres. This is the entire.
yeah, but the conservation,
Conservation easement that land trust has is 7.4.
so they're looking for basically 50% of that. And will the conservation or the land trust still control that?
What we want is the town to have some control over a portion of it, as well as the land trust. And we have been working with the land trust. Dennis currently
Well,
has been
yeah,
moved in, like this is all conversations with the town, the land trust, the Trust for Public Lands,
yeah.
and the existing estate.
The comments at again, the town council meeting on this the other day where they invested $250,000 into this, they want some control. That's the whole basis for it. There are other easements that still give public access to it,
Mhm.
but the town wanted some control over, they don't control the other easements and things like that. They wanted this level of control, I think, because of these potential hiking trails and things like that. They want some say over it.
And
Isn't
that's why I
isn't that after the fact?
notice when they
I
are,
mean, after the fact, no, this isn't done.
that,
Oh, okay.
item.
The-
So that's what the second page is. That's the write-up. I go into more detail as to what it is, and there's no sense in me reiterating what
Yeah.
it is in my staff report. So I put in there what town council saw, and these are related documents that town council saw with it as well. And then the resolution of town council,
Yeah,
but
I guess
so
that,
that's why you get their staff. report.
yeah, I,
Town council item. It's because the person who prepared it prepares the higher level. And there's no sense in me rewording, even if when I write them, there's no sense in me rewording it again. Oh, rather Maureen wrote this one.
Yeah.
Um,
take it easy, don't worry.
hold on.
Yeah, I guess I've just,
My first name is just an odd thing.
I guess I just never seen anything like this. Usually the land trust takes over something, they take it over.
Yeah.
I've never seen, it's, yeah, it's kind of,
Commissioner Willard commented, it is that the town has a stake in the property.
Yeah.
And therefore wants.
I'm just-
As you read this here, if I'm reading it correctly, there is no public access to the 7.4 acres. So that whole area would not be available to public. The other 20 acres has public access, but
Not
not
this
this, not
part-
this area,
not
and
this-
not
yeah.
this area here.
That block, yeah.
And they want partial access to it for the town of Berlin.
All right, okay, all right. What's the pleasure of the commission on this one?
I'm just, every time this happened, the body that received it, just gave permission to the town to use the trails. It wasn't a thing like this, and now they're asking for,
But the town's gonna have an overlay. If I understand it correctly, the town has an overlay to the conservation easement. In other words, it'll still be with the land trust, but the town will have control over that portion that the land trust is holding.
last time they did it, the land trust just gave the town permission.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it didn't come through here. Anytime that the land trust had property, the town wanted to put a trail through, land trust said, okay,
It could very well, maybe it's because the land trust technically is gonna run the whole kit and caboodle. Really, when you think about it, because they're the ones that are raising all the money to save the farm and to save
Right.
the house.
Right.
So,
With the Trust for Public Lands.
yes, exactly, yeah. I mean,
But
I'm calling it the land trust, but you know what I mean, as opposed to the town. So maybe
Right.
it's just the town
I just,
way of saying,
not the procedure that
Yeah,
normally
it-
what was happening.
noted.
And that's the only reason I question it.
Yeah, it is a little,
And I wonder how, my mind, how that wording,
visual.
my mind is how that wording will happen
So
uh,
we are
with the land trust.
the documents, with both the land trust and our corporation council and the trust for public lands, like how to have the easements properly worded before they're executed.
Okay,
This-
Madam Chair,
yes,
As long as the land trust is fully in on it.
Yeah.
Jim Mahoney and, some others,
yeah,
the lead, or stepping back from the lead, because he's stepping back, but.
Yeah.
We're transitioning this.
mhm.
and
Um,
It's being scrutinized, I can assure you of that, from my
Okay.
professional opinion.
all right, and Commissioner Dyken, I think, had a question, and I'll go here and see if,
are the rights attached or the easement that's being granted to the town? Is it rights to maintain trails that are already there, or is it to develop more trails, or a combination of that?
For the ability to put in trails at that time. Now, there may be trails, so there was a horse pond. What was it, the therapeutic farm, correct?
well, it was
Horse
Farm and then therapeutic.
It was what?
The map is showing all future trails.
Are many trails through there,
Yeah,
so whether or not we just maintain the existing trails, or if they have to blaze some new areas because they'll have a different purpose.
yeah,
You
and
know, the vista and the nature.
yeah, and it's
So-
being, but Commissioner Millard's pointing out to me that it says public access for future trails. It's just, when I look at the staff report, it talks about proposed easement that overlaps the recently executed, blah, 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 will secure public access such as trails. Now, again, there might be trails there, or is it just also again, you've obviously are saying that the wording has to be worked out, but is it specifically for public access? In other words, now we have complete control and we can develop public access as we see fit? Or is it gonna be much more? Okay.
Worked out as we work through, but
No,
we are starting with.
That's a good question. That's exactly what I was
And-
trying to get across.
Conservation easement language that is, something that's used statewide. The land trust uses them and we use them for our conservation easements. We start with that document and then massage it to the circumstance.
And partly I find
if
the
necessary.
I find the question fascinating, but I'm just also trying to find some parameters we can talk about, because I think we should all at least talk about this and maybe give our insight as to what the problems may be and maybe suggestions, and things
If
like
the
that.
when the documents are drawn up, I don't know if, it should, just the document should be, okayed from us or what, because, it hasn't gone this way, and that I'm only questioning because, I don't know if it's unusual and it's not the procedure we've always ever done. And, so maybe if once the documents and agreements between the two parties, the land trust and the town, you know,
now doesn't allow for public access in this will.
But there are trails there, it's just they're not public trails.
Yeah, it's not owned by the public yet.
Borough Land Trust has placed a conservation easement on a 7.4 acre portion of the site in the vicinity of his house, but this easement does not provide for public access.
so usually the land trust gives the public access to the town, not the town getting the public access, because the land trust basically owns it now.
Would no, well, they have the conservation easement.
Well,
They don't own the entire fee. Simple, they just.
not in fee simple, no,
you know,
but they
it's still
they-
technically town.
they control it, but
That right?
Not town.
That's not town land.
Pretty.
Okay, the land, I got you.
Secure all this.
Thank you.
They bought it.
Oh, okay.
oh, they bought it, okay, $250,000, that's worth $250,000, okay.
It was more than
Okay.
that. They got other grants, well in excess of millions.
Property can be preserved.
I think maybe that hospital grant that they already received, that property couldn't be, the Berlin Land Trust land couldn't be a part of that Oslo grant. In order to receive that grant, I think it just had to be exclusively town owned. That's what it's saying in the, do you guys have a copy of the agenda item? Yeah, did you read that? Yeah, I think it explains it.
And George, that's her. George.
She
didn't know that was
just as a referral.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything on the agenda, but I do, oh, you talk about this?
No, it
Yeah,
does.
the agenda item.
But I'm saying, this right here, number 3,
I believe that's the number of that.
I get what you're saying, agenda item, the actual full, from.
Oh, I don't have the agenda item on the.
Request for town council. Referral to planning and zoning commission, summary of agenda item. It's in that body of the main paragraph,
Okay.
towards the end.
Do you want us to read it out loud for Steve's benefit, or Steve, can you?
No, I don't think we.
Okay. You probably would have been doing the reading, but I guess my voice gets raspier and raspier.
Yeah, you take it easy. All right, so what's the flavor of the commission? I mean, what do we want? Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the 824 referral for the acquisition of a conservation easement on a portion of the Nelson Augustus Moore property on High Road.
Second. Second, do we have to discuss? Want to ask that we could see the agreement before it's finalized, once they draft it?
Your motion can include, or your referral can include what you think is appropriate.
Yeah, do you think that would be appropriate, or we?
Yes.
let it
So that's
go?
not really approving it. then.
It is out of our realm, that normal realm that we've been doing. I'd like to view it, see, and see if this will affect some other property down the road. That in the future, they do it on this property. Affect
Yeah.
other
So
land.
It won't affect the other properties. The easement would be very specific to this property. It's a conservation easement on this property.
Yeah, but he's saying perhaps if the other property is further down the road.
But is it doing something negative?
No,
No, it's
just a different process. than what-
It is a different process because this is a very unique acquisition, having the Trust for Public Lands and raising the money that it's a pretty
I
expensive.
understand the thing about the one and the kind of the same map that happened. But it is different than just the urban done. But, you know, view it.
Just want to ask a question.
Cause it's gonna end up being standard with some other properties down the road, that's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just like the standard we had before.
I'm not totally convinced that that is the case because this is such a unique circumstance.
Right, that's,
And the Trust for Public Land is like
Yeah,
an
well,
expert
if it
on
doesn't,
this,
then-
but maybe Mr. Millard has.
well, I was going to raise that issue. Is it unique or not unique? And I guess to Commissioner Zigmont's comments is like, in those instances, when you say it's not been done this way before, has the town put in substantial amounts of money in those other pieces of property? When they just let the Conservation Commission then decide whether they'd give us a grant, an easement or not? Or were they properties that they had,
How the monies went.
well, they may not have been any monies or not significant amount of monies, and then it's a different situation. Huh?
Would typically come from.
Right, so when the town's putting money into something of this amount, I think they should have some skin in the game.
Oh.
That's my take.
Ms. Daly, okay, I just want to get everyone, because I know people have questions, so.
Yeah, and mine's not a question per se. I appreciated Maureen's comment with if we're requiring something to come back to us, are we finalizing our decision today? And is the paperwork coming to us as an FYI only, or is it to act upon further? I think we need to clarify. It would be maybe FYI
Well,
rather than a decision of yes or no today.
well, the 824 is just basically, it's a courtesy that they're extending to the Planning and Zoning Commission. They're bouncing it off of us. So it doesn't matter, really. We could go thumbs up, we could go thumbs down. They're going to do it anyway. But I guess,
I think if you don't give a positive referral, they have to do, if I remember correctly, it's a supermajority
yeah.
vote to proceed with the 824.
And, but we also have to state why we're not gonna,
Why, yeah.
we
why
have to tell them
activated.
specifically
And then
what's holding us back.
Majority is
Yep.
going to take that.
Yeah, I will.
So
Yes.
no, I don't recall, Maureen.
Yeah.
But I think it is a supermajority, it's statutorial, it comes
Yep.
from statute.
Okay, so I'm
Okay
gonna,
to ask for the document like Tim is suggesting, but not to be acted upon. So it's not a no, it's a
Yeah.
yes, but it's
yeah, you're just
information on
saying
our
is out of
side.
courtesy. Steve Biella, I know you're online and you are seated, so do you have any questions about this particular application? Or,
No,
Um,
not at this time, thank you.
okay,
So that's more of a, so, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak out of turn.
no, you're
That's
fine.
More of a, if it's to come back as an FYI, that's more of a direction to staff to bring it back to you when we find, when we.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand, Mr. Miller makes a very valid point. The town has put money into this, so therefore the town has an interest in it and it's reasonable for the town to ask. Now, obviously, the land trust, if they're willing to remedy the situation between the town and themselves by coming to this agreement, I have faith in Mr. Kearns at the land trust and also the town that they're going to do the proper thing. I guess my only curiosity was why they were asking for that particular piece. Is it meant to be for parking or?
Next step, so the public can.
But wouldn't have done that anyway without the town being involved? I mean, the town, I mean, because when
No,
I,
Because the land trust doesn't allow for the public access. Land trust easement doesn't specifically note. public
Okay.
access. So
All right.
To get the public access. on
All right.
the-
So now I see,
On the open area of the land trust easement,
yeah,
that then will attach to the.
because the way,
Moon that goes around it, that will be part of what the Trust for Public Land is working on securing. as
because the way it is now, they can't access it.
well. And this is land that is ripe for trails.
Yeah.
ripe For public access use in some way.
That's a beautiful place, a
Yeah.
beautiful piece of
I haven't
property.
walked it, I've driven by.
Yeah.
So the Berlin Land Trust owns that that section, that property.
Yes, yeah,
So that's why, yeah,
Up on the GIS is then owning it.
yeah.
Mhm.
But it's an easement, and that may be just purely for the way the taxes had to be, because the GIS is, manipulated basically by what the assessments are doing.
It's also manipulated by the land records, which it may not be
So it may be.
it may not be picking up exactly what is reflective of the land records. And so if the Berlin Land Trust has basically the rights, the easement rights, who owns the rest of the rights? You know what I'm saying? And who is that?
until it gets turned over to the land trust.
And then who's ultimately conveying to the town the public access rights? It's the owner. Because we were talking about the Berlin Land Trust thing. The Berlin Land Trust doesn't have any rights other than the rights of the conservation rights. You know what I'm
But,
saying?
but there,
I just want to walk through this.
Confused my mind because.
but well, I think that they're working in conjunction with
With the owner.
with the Land Trust of Connecticut. I forget what their official name is, but the Trust for Public Land in Connecticut. So they're operating under that umbrella, and this public the public thing of Connecticut is helping them with the fundraising or whatever. So they're fundraising and doing drives to buy the whole farm.
Oh, I understand.
Including the
that.
house.
I totally agree with you, and I understand that.
Save it.
I'm just trying to track exactly where the rights are that we're acquiring. They must exist somewhere in the hands of somebody. It can't be the Berlin Land Trust, from how I understand this. But maybe I'm missing something.
Well,
Well, I'm gonna ask you because you saw them.
I,
That they gotta follow the state regulations
Yeah.
on this. And, I don't know if this is part of the state
It's actually
guideline.
I believe that the Trust for Public Land is actually national. And then has Connecticut entity. So
Yeah.
It's a national.
Now, I'm gonna ask Mr. Millard because he watched the meeting,
well, they didn't
if they talked about any of
They
this.
didn't talk in any level of this detail at all, but I mean,
So we're the only anal ones.
well, I mean, if you start to go through this, there's a lot of hands in here. The way this kind of reads is 27-acre parcel, 20 acres of it is overseen by the Open Space and Watershed Acquisition Grant from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. The 7.4 acres, which contains the homestead, is being acquired by Berlin Land Trust, Trust for Public Land, private donations, and $255,000 from the town of Berlin. So, who owns the access rights? I don't know. It may be in the end the Berlin Land Trust. I think this is just a guarantee that we don't get aced out with.
Yeah. Oh, no, I totally agree on the point. I was just curious as to who actually has the public act, who's
All
holding.
all those,
And the land records will reflect that ultimately.
As a.
But you're not looking at the deed. You're looking at the GIS system.
So the GIS is showing
Populates information, much like AI populates
Yeah.
information.
It doesn't
but they
reflect.
don't- But they don't prove it for being, don't go back to the.
but from,
necessary.
It's not, and in a situation like this, GIS is going to be of no help at all. So yeah, no.
so,
The property itself overall, the Dolphin Kensington Group LLC, it's a private entity that
But-
owned at least for sure until February 8th and probably still does.
The main reason I'm asking this is because under the 824 referral, if it's going to be up to us to give the appropriate blessing so that the town council doesn't have to override us and do any of that stuff. I just feel like we need to get this right from our perspective, under our statutory authority.
I see that Jennifer's online. I'm almost afraid to ask.
I know she might be
Oh,
like,
she,
you understand? I just want to make sure.
she's like, don't ask me, don't.
I trust everyone's going to do the right thing. That's not the concern. It's,
Yeah.
are we actually going to tee this up appropriately under our statutory authority? That's the only.
We had this with a combination with other professional staff. Our team is up to each of the boards and commissions.
Let's move it. Okay.
Including the town council, we're trying to
Okay.
stay in that and basically have had Corporation Council, Jeff D'Onofrio, working on, this,
Ah.
with economic development and the town manager and our.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that being said, all right, we had a motion, we have a second. So do we still stay with that motion?
I maintain my motion.
You may,
Sure.
you're good with the
Take
second? All right, any other discussion? So I'm going to move the motion. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? So moved. Okay,
And they'll make a note. You'd like to have us distribute the conservation easement document.
yeah, just to take a look at it because of its rarity.
And then you could decide if you want it on an agenda. Yes.
Yeah,
This is a positive.
Going on to give a better understanding if they go over it at the town council.
Yeah, so we're hoping it goes back to town
I'm-
council next Tuesday night.
Okay.
When they're, no, they just had a meeting this Tuesday.
yeah, they just had a meeting.
They already talked about it. They referred it over to us. Believe me, they didn't talk about any of this stuff. This
I don't-
was a five.
I don't think-
Conversation.
I don't think they will talk about any of this stuff. They're going to be like, deer in the
Tell you-
headlights.
Tell you the truth, that's the reason I question, is because they do a lot of whitewashing of whatever's put in front of them, okay? Whatever's put in front of them. And I'm reading this conservation easement agreement that we have in the packet here, and
They want us to be the.
as I'm reading it, the questions keep popping up in my mind, you know?
Same way. But anyway,
It's because we deal with it all the time.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, to go to council meeting? How many more nights do you want us to do?
Well, listen, actually,
So if they're gonna.
Well,
explain
no.
More, maybe they can explain.
And
it better.
actually, I feel badly because I meant to listen to.
they're not going to explain it better than you guys.
So-
I probably, no.
I did, but I didn't listen to the whole meeting. I guess this is the part I didn't listen to.
Was at one of the town council meetings, he would explain it much better.
It'll go on the consent agenda. It'll be fine. There won't be any questions. This is the last we'll hear of it, so.
But thank you.
No.
All right, item D is another yet fabulous referral from granted of a conservation public record. Property known as 5-4, lot 74, lot 39.
so this is revisiting the Fontanella piece that's at the top of the hill, off Summit Wood. No, is that the right road? Yeah, Summit Wood is that one. I get Summit Wood and one other one, and I'm like always saying the wrong one. So this is actually the 824 referral that goes with the previous 824 referral that was accepted for the conservation easement. But this is, for the granting to deep conservation and, public recreation easement because of, I believe because of a grant. And that is one of the requirements from deep is the public access. Money. We're getting money from it. No, they're saying public access is, oh, we attached the wrong referral. I'm sorry for that. Maybe it's stapled. Maybe it's stapled in the wrong place. Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's this one. I pulled back out the Augustus Moore one. That's what happened to me. So deep is requiring certain things be included in the easement. And that includes public access. So again, it's kind of somewhat what you did on the last one, where it's securing that you don't just have a conservation easement, the public has the ability to access. Yeah, it has to. Nobody's, unless we're rock climbers. Yeah. Well, it'll come in off adjacent lands. Can you pull up on the map? the GIS, Alexa. To get in over, up there. They do get in there. So there has been things. Yeah, and the measures to prevent it, I guess there was a parking area that was approved, then removed at one point because it actually, so there's a school of thought that if you have deliberate public access, you have more of the traditional users parking and using the area instead of one sneaking around gates. And then you have more monitoring of illicit uses.
Okay.
Because there's people there,
Sure, George, go ahead.
So I'm just trying to understand this a little bit from this map, which was not even readable, so.
Yeah, I know, I'm having.
I
an
don't even
issue.
know from this map where the easement is coming into the property.
on the property. It's just over the property. The trails aren't developed there.
No, but,
Well, my comment, what I wanted to comment by is there is already a trail system through here. So almost where this line Summitwood Drive is, that
hashtag
with-
kind of a thing?
the blue trail that comes
Yeah.
up Orchard
Orchard Road,
Road,
yeah.
cuts across, comes up to Summitwood, and then it runs along the side of the property across people's lawns to that little cul-de-sac.
Does.
It
They
no
did.
longer does?
So that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, they relocated it? Oh, okay.
In the last year, you saw this came as an 824 for Fontanella. And this is going to be a loop trail off of that. Off of what you're talking about, the blue trail you're
Yeah.
talking about. Now it was relocated from the Summitwood driveways out behind them on the still town-owned property.
Behind them on down the hill?
No, behind, on the east side of those, of the properties, the trail went down. On the east
They were
side of Summitwood, the trail was relocated by, what's
The trail was the east side. Oh,
was realigned, so it doesn't go down on those houses anymore.
so it's not on the
stays
east side.
It's not on the east
So
side.
it's on the west side,
No, on the east side of those houses, where we already owned all that land.
the east side of the houses.
East side, the back side.
Back side, which is where the hill is.
Oh, that's a hill.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
realize.
So
It
that's,
drops, okay.
The west side, this parcel is on Summitwood towards Chamberlain Highway, is at the top of a cliff. That's what I was referring to, that cliff. I didn't know there was.
Oh, the whole thing's a
like a
cliff.
cliff, yeah, there's a lot of
There's a
cliff.
big drop. I mean, the houses are there and then it drops way down.
But
Okay.
the houses, this is above Apple Lane, if you know where.
Okay, yes, up, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
It's up above that at Summitwood level.
okay.
The 824 that was seen previously this year showed a potential trail to be added that would be a loop off of that, so you could see the vistas looking out across Chamberlain Highway
Okay.
further, if that makes sense.
Yep.
If
I
I.
didn't realize they relocated.
I didn't know they did.
The Connecticut Forest and Parks Association had to work day and relocated the signage for those trails to not be on those houses anymore. On those
Okay,
private properties, because we had viable town property and put it on.
okay.
Blue Trail has changed over the last 5 years or so. The Blue Trail has changed drastically from where it was. And now if you go up there, there's markings at a couple different places where, they're not even supposed to be, but because they were painted on trees. But the Blue Trail, I couldn't even go up there and find the Blue Trail now because it's moved so much,
Mm.
and that's why I would again question what this is, but
Just for trails, either it's to protect the area as natural space indefinitely, so there's any development.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that, I just was concerned with the dirt bikes and stuff, because they really are not good neighbors. Anyway, so is there Any other questions, or how do we feel about this item? Want to go ahead and, it's a 8:24, so,
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the 824 referral for the granting to deep of a conservation and public recreation easement on the property known as 0 Chamberlain Highway.
okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Daly. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So opposed, so moved. And for the record, Steve Biello, you're off the hook now, although you've done a lot of heavy lifting for us. But it's 5 minutes of 7 and Miss Millard is joining.
He can't be
Commissioner.
seated. I think burned out.
Well,
No, but I'm saying Andre.
No, he can
makes-
stay seated, 7 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 7.
oh, yeah, oh,
He could be for Scott Hamill.
that's true. I'm sorry, Steve. Thank you for pointing
welcome.
that out.
Welcome.
I'm not used to I don't have Diane here, and I don't have Brian here. I'm just lost in space. Okay, guys. All right. Sorry about that, Steve. Don't go to sleep yet. Okay. Moving on to the public hearings. Now, we had an item for the special permit application for John McLarney for an accessory dwelling unit, ADU at 206 Elwood Road in the R15 zone. However, it's my understanding that the applicant has requested an extension to the next meeting, which is scheduled for April 9th, 2026. So do we need to, we're not going to open the public hearing. We're not going to read the call at this time. And we don't need any kind of motion or anything. Okay. The deliberations.
Yeah.
Okay, so a motion to postpone.
So moved.
All right, thank you, John. Do we have a second? Mr. Millard?
Second.
Mr. Millard. Further discussion, all those in favor? Favored.
Aye.
Aye? I got to hear a vote.
Aye.
please. All right, so moved, thank you. All right. Deliberations would have been on the same set item for the accessory dwelling, so we're not going to deliberate that, and we don't need any motions. So now we come to planner comments. We're wrapping up really, I'm so excited, we're gonna go. No, okay, so planner comments. And then we have commissioner comments, so gear up. All right,
So you each received a yellow packet for the April 9th meeting.
yes,
Just a reminder or a summary, Rich, the 3 Ledge Drive re-subdivision, 170 Wilkes Pond re-subdivision, and the 206 Elwood ADU are on that meeting at this time. There may be
Yeah.
other things on the agenda, but
okay,
that's what is for now. April 23rd, you have the 109 Berlin Turnpike. Did receive another application today, so we may be, scheduling that in. We're waiting for at least 2 other applications. One that's going to be upcoming is the park, the little pocket park, on Steel Boulevard. We got that application in today as well.
Steel Boulevard, okay, I thought you said seal, I was like, oh my God. Ooh. No, that's okay. I just don't,
That may help.
There's not a
I
lot of
blocked
parking.
it.
you're.
Noting I'm blocking my, I didn't say that.
What's
out loud. I didn't say that out loud. Then, please take your packets, obviously. And so that it's very likely, because those are the map sets you're getting for the April 9th meeting, that we won't be delivering packets with the
Yes,
8.5 by 11.
yeah, thank you.
Sorry for the quality of some of those maps. That's the way the map you named in particularly. I searched for an original where if you zoomed, the lettering became, there wasn't one.
Okay.
At least not in any of the people that I inquired of.
Cool.
One, and I tried 3
To
different.
make any sense out of it.
Yeah, I am looking, and at the end of the meeting, if I find the trail map,
Okay.
I'll show you how that trail goes.
I'll go hiking. up
But
there.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
let's all go hiking.
I've been up there before.
No. The weather gets
We
nice.
have, that I'd like to bring up today, and can you double check that Tom didn't join the meeting as a, yes,
Who can join the meeting?
Tom Kokomo? The thing I want to bring up, and I only invited him at the 11th hour, so I wasn't sure to tell him. There were emails over the last 2 days with regard to, the easterly elevation, the right-hand elevation of 173 Farmington Avenue, 873.
It's a new build.
That new building that jutties out that looks,
To Joel's.
yeah,
And our staff recollection, so we got a set of building plans, and I have them here that I can share. Last year, mid last year, that showed 4 dormers on that elevation, plus 2 little tiny dormers on the stairwell. So ignore those 2. We're
Oh.
talking about the concept plan that you guys originally saw in 2020 showed 2 associated with the 3rd floor apartment. So making the building a 2.5-story with 2 dormers for that apartment. The plans that had come in mid last year showed 4 dormers. We rejected those plans for zoning because, and they also showed spiral staircases going up to a loft in each of those 2nd floor apartments. Fast forward to plans that came in December, showed 2 dormers again, not the 4. And it's staff recollection that at an executive session on October 2nd and/or at the meeting that I believe was subsequent to that, where you discussed the layout of the existing apartments in the existing building.
Mhm.
What year was this? I'm sorry.
This past
Okay.
October 22nd, 2025.
Went downstairs in the middle of.
Yes, yes.
I think it was that. one.
It was that because we also included Newport, not Mark. Tony Valenti was at the meeting, as well for the executive session, because it was all part of that stipulation for judgment. So he was a participant as well, and then you moved on to another thing with him. Was that the existing layouts, our recollection was the existing layouts were discussed, but also this 3rd floor dormer thing came up. But we don't have notes because it was executive session. We don't have a recording because it was executive session. So the question, Tommy says their architect, Mr. Kokomo, has indicated that the architect thinks the aesthetics of the building are enhanced by more dormers and break up the massing
By doing the 4.
by doing the 4. Our recollection is the commission didn't believe that would be the case during those discussions, but I wanted to bring back to you what your memories are as we've argued. My memories needs notes at this point, my treatment.
Yeah, I know, you can't help me with this. So,
Maybe if I look at the maps,
Well, I
pictures, I don't.
yes, but I have to look at them. I know.
This, all you saw was a sketch drawing in 2020. That's what the stipulation.
This is 2020.
This is
Right.
2020, when you went to the stipulation for judgment. This is the elevation that faces
Wasn't on.
Knowles or Steel Boulevard.
On there.
Which
That's the back of the building,
is under,
because there's supposed to be a handicapped unit in the back.
that's
That's over there, yeah.
That I remember.
set in with a staircase. And those are the 2 dormers I'm saying to you. We're not talking about those 2. His plans actually do show just regular windows there, but I don't think that's really visible from anywhere. It's stepped back. And they were pretty, but, that's.
Isn't that what he did, though? Isn't that what he has actually built?
This is the 2 discussed that turned into. Here's this elevation.
All right, so that's the rear elevation. And that's the right side. So that's the side facing the other building, the
Facing
Hop
the-
House or something?
Facing the house.
Oh,
Joel's, no, facing the Hop, okay,
Is the top elevation.
yes,
This
which looks kind of naked, I don't know, there's something happening on it. So now he's making it look like an apartment building.
the board. This is the one
I don't know,
came in for building permit in July of 25. And it showed 1, 2, 3, 4 dormers And the spaces, the apartments here, each had a spiral staircase going up to a wall. The one is for the third floor.
There's more dormers now, but they're just gonna be architectural, two of them, right? They're not gonna be living space.
I didn't get through the email far enough. to
That's what,
see
the building department is one.
Okay. This set came in December, and
Oh,
back to the two. However,
he's just
It
not,
sounds like a Tom Cook.
it's a Tommy Kokomo thing.
that recommends the whole. And Tommy is asking for us to sign off on it. I'm asking for you to weigh in on it, because I think it's a bigger decision now. And it does have to do with distribution as well. But, what should I say?
Why,
And also in response to, I know you guys have received comments from people going by the building. He has received a lot as well.
and they're not
His
positive.
architect Believes this is responsive to that.
That's not even what they're concerned about. They just think he's putting in apartments more than what you have going on
Yeah.
there. They think
So-
he's putting more
So
apartments up
that
there.
it changes it to a, and I didn't get back to the building department, and I realized this, but, to a 3 3/4 story building, a 2 3/4 story building instead of a 2.5.
So what's happening on this side of the building over your left hand here? You've got, it almost looks like there's two dormers, wannabe dormers. Is that,
Step back, it's the stairwell.
so the whole thing, that's the whole stairwell for those apartments? And
Yes.
so these are 4 apartments? Which,
In the second story,
on the second, so where's the handicap one?
over down at the bottom.
Back side.
So he's got to go through this, oh, he's going to be on the street or something and then go in,
No, back door.
back door.
It was allowed in the back. of the
There was a
building.
parking place in the back next to it.
Floor
I remember.
Well, why does he have those like little half-assed dormers on the side where the stairwell is?
Well, that's what he's at, he does show them as taken off. Both, yeah, I added them there to match this,
Yeah,
but he has removed them for the stairwell to just hang. Which I don't think will be very noticeable and will actually probably look fine. Because it is stepped back, I'm not sure who's gonna see it.
Why doesn't he ever build what he
I
said?
don't know. Why does he keep changing his mind? So I keep
Aesthetically, what
thinking-
He has there looks way better than anything else.
which one?
The one.
The one in the middle?
I mean, that looks dumb as all hell.
And, well, that one looks balanced.
Way overcrowded.
Yeah.
Actually, is a cutout here.
No, I know, but I mean, at least this has got some symmetry to it,
You
the
have
middle one.
second
middle
floor
one.
has the 4 windows and then the loft only has the 2.
This week.
Yeah, the dormers are in the center of the building there instead of on one side. You got a flat roof on that one, you're right. It's the
Yeah,
one-
he's got flat
one's got
roof
flat
over
roof,
there, but the
and then
one that
2
you're
dormers
holding,
on
Maureen.
this side. This one has the 2 dormers in the center, which is, you're right. It's balanced.
Okay.
How did he ever build what he's supposed to be building?
Yeah, okay, but
I guess one of the interesting things is what has he already done? Because he's got a dormer up there already. And it looks like he's got a dormer on the far right side.
Yeah, he has that design, the December design.
Yeah,
That's the one.
and he's built one of them, not 2 of them.
Yeah.
It looks like he's built that one.
Building there.
I haven't driven by in a couple weeks.
Well,
I guess I'm missing
you-
something.
you said it yourself. You said that these are third floor apartments, third loft. Second, so if I were to rent an apartment there, I own the second floor and the third floor, right? I have to go up to the bedroom?
Apartment on the third floor is fully contained on the third floor. And it's one of the ends.
So there's 8 apartments in there, really technically?
No. the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the ADA, the accessible, the ADA compliant are the ones.
So the dormers in this middle one here, whose apartments do they belong to?
So that's what he's saying, this, Alexis said the email said they're, architectural only, they're fake. It would be a fake.
So it's not gonna let in any natural light or anything?
Fake.
I think it was, if one allowed him to do the 4, 2 of them would be fake, right?
What do you mean if we allowed him to do 4, 2 would be fake? It seems to me if you're gonna put a dormer up there, just make them real.
Or that's what I mean by
Yeah.
you guys would allow him. The building department said if you allow him to do the 4, he's not creating any new units. The 2 additional ones are nothing.
But I thought the whole purpose of having the dormer is to let light in.
He wants them for aesthetic reasons. From the outside, it will look nicer, he's saying.
But
But
you're
the
saying,
2 of them will just be architectural, not really windows into a living space. It's not a living space.
So we can add.
Yeah, it's like attic space.
however, knowing,
I just have the,
That's what he says, right?
this apartment on
Oh.
the second floor, this is the second floor layout.
yeah,
This apartment is still showing a spiral staircase to that second dormer, which
you gotta
may
get,
or may not have been anticipated. I don't recall.
I don't remember any.
I don't remember, okay. Yeah,
I didn't,
but I don't,
Because I was,
I can't really think of us agreeing for a spiral staircase. Can you imagine what a nightmare that is?
yeah.
Well, when you were a kid, yeah,
May I ask a question?
sure.
The loft, how do the people get up to the loft? I know the stairway's over on the right-hand side there. You
Goes
have,
all the way up to the third.
okay,
There we go.
and there's going to be 2 apartments up in the loft. Only 1 apartment on that floor?
That's part of the second floor apartment. The loft with the.
I
spiral-
thought so.
The spiral staircase is out of these 2 apartments. And left it in this. Took it out of that. I don't know why I left it this one in the design drawings. In those design drawings, Alexa, can you find, I think it's.
Okay,
Back this side.
so there are 4 apartments on the second level. And now they go up to the loft. May I ask,
4 of them show a lot, 3 of the 4 show a lot, at least. She's looking.
see, I have a little concern here because I think about the buildings he put up in East Berlin that were only supposed to be 2-bedroom and they turned into 3-bedroom. I can see this turning into a loft for each second floor apartment. I have a concern with that.
this brings a concern that I've had.
One of the things I would say is, because I did invite him at the 11th hour, these are emails over from yesterday and today. So I'm catching up on them, I was in.
Question, do we still have, because it was 2020, we were starting to go into Zoom land, right? Do we still have access to those tapes, those films? We were gonna try to.
The presentation itself is very,
Well-
detailed, and I think I put it down when I picked up something else. I picked up the plans without picking up the highlighted stipulation. It describes the number of units, if the units, you know, a reasonable way. It doesn't talk about loft spaces either. Because it's a omission, not a
So,
discussion that would have happened.
so the loft space is really just empty attic space and it's not
No.
part of the,
Not one of the sets of drawings and by his emails, what he's looking to have the commission approve. Will say,
is to make,
may allow on the building plans, and I'm saying I'm not, the commission has to do that. So, so.
He never wants to come back here.
This is very time, just the last 2 days, would you like him to come to present his reasoning from altering the plans at the next meeting? Or is us trying to summarize emails. I didn't completely read them.
I think you and Alexa are the more trustworthy sources by a mile, so. He can come in here, but I trust him about, I don't trust him.
And Danny, if you recall the conversations that
what-
happened.
I think if I could find old notes, which I
I don't
don't,
remember any loft.
but I think if I try to get through the Zooms,
But they do recall,
Games, I don't know.
they also recall the discussion of the dormers, more importantly about those.
yeah, we talked about the dormers,
We
but,
don't have a record of that because it was a draft, so there's nothing.
yeah.
And there's no notes because we don't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do we even understand what he got approval to build? I don't, so he got approval to build that. But what did he present to the building department as far as building plans? Not a concept.
It's a mess.
So he has no actual building plans on file for what he's trying to build. Well, not when things are Xed out.
Yes, but these are the plans that are the most recent building department plans that the building department got that I was privy to this week.
And that's-
And that was
They
from,
approved?
that's from December this 25.
All right.
This is December of 25.
Yeah, but that's December 25, but these are from
I
2020.
understand the concept. That's George's
Yeah.
concern is that do we have updated, we have building plans
Even
of any
know what he-
sort. We have something that's 4 months old.
Well,
That right there.
Maureen,
Right there.
Waiting for.
but I don't know that we,
for revision. They,
All right.
because trade permits too, they needed revisions to.
and I think Jennifer wants to chime in.
Maureen,
with
my
that.
concern here is that when you're looking at the design of the layout, you were under the impression that the spiral staircase was not supposed to be there, and it's there. And that's in the 2025. So we have an issue here of
Yeah.
December of 2025.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been those. October 2nd.
What date is that one?
That should be October, no, July.
And it was October that.
Yeah. We noticed that.
October 2025?
October 2nd,
Why would that? And then this came in December.
because it was a
It's October, this
stipulation.
is December.
There was a, yeah.
So we realized that they went back to two.
Different
pick
location.
One stop.
He had a plan over
All right, so that was December
This is December over here.
of 2020. I'm going to see if I can find that on Zoom. I'm going to go into YouTube land.
This is December.
Yeah, but there had to be some kind of discussion that we had when he was presenting it. There,
Enter into stipulated judgment, in executive section. Something must have happened.
yeah, so there had to be something,
Then when we, in 2025, noticed these changes,
We
we wanted
brought
him
that
to
to
come
the-
back, that was executive session.
and that's fine, but I want to know what he came through the door with. Where did we start with this mess before it spiraled into an executive session in July or 5 years later? Yeah, that's what.
I think I just. From 2020 step one.
I guess
And the
I'm
city
trying to
was-
figure out if I could find the Zoom, then maybe I could hear what our discussions, our initial public discussions were about. Because then we got dragged into the stipulation thing. Yeah, but there might have been talk about the spiral staircases. There might have been talking about the dormers. There might have been talk about, second floor and the third floor for one apartment. I don't know.
I guess my question would be is when did he pull building permits and what did he,
Those-
with those plans? So that's what's on file. So then he comes in for this modification, but that was not approved
No, this is still a building.
pending.
Well,
But yet he's well on his way building whatever he wants.
the overall outcome of the building framing.
Uh,
So if it's framing, not.
He's already framing dormers.
So this is another important point I'm supposed to make. The building department has issued a stop, or is actually a stop for program with the intent of placarding the building tomorrow. For other,
They're what?
for other reasons.
Yeah, what's going on?
Because they haven't gotten the
Fires.
there's some
Sprinkler,
fire
drain
safety
wall.
and some other technical drawings that don't meet codes that they need to.
Well, that's good.
Proceed.
That's good.
Okay.
Put them down.
Could I ask you?
Hold on, before you do that.
Yeah.
Steve Biella, you're online. Do you have any questions or comments about this? I know you're just hearing our discussion, but.
No, I'm all right now. Just
Okay.
keep my comments to myself, I guess, about this one.
Oh, no, don't. No. You're participating.
Just every time he comes in with something, we run around, waste our time dealing with this when we have a lot of other things we should be dealing with.
Yep.
Every other time.
Well, that's my point.
Okay.
Been here to
Yeah,
hear why.
every time it's a runaround.
Yeah.
This is the.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I remember that from 2020.
Yeah.
I just want-
Okay.
I-
Maybe you remember some of 2020. I don't know, Steve. You've been here for a while.
Green.
Okay. You have valid point, Stephen. Thank you for participating. All right. So I don't think that we're going to get anything resolved. That I have to do a little bit of research and see if I can find anything. I don't know that I will.
At the right time first, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Bidding.
We brought into business the stipulated judgment, should we
That's what
refer to
we're talking
that? That's like the official approval, so. we can-
Yeah, the stipulated judgment is the
Yeah.
last one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Stipulated judgment would also have the date of the commission meeting where it was approved. The
Yeah.
other option is you can just go through the 26 meeting minutes of 2020, see if you can find it.
If you wait
Well-
a minute, I mean, I can,
Yeah. Don't.
when we leave, I can give you that date because the stipulation is right on the.
Okay.
table.
All right. Well, we'll do that. All right.
Stipulation is printed. on the
Problem
table.
solved.
There you go.
All right. Well,
So-
we have a direction.
How,
We have a winner. We have a direction. Yeah.
I-
The direction is the day, the stipulation thing.
Not doing anything with the elevation. So
Not going to do anything until
he's,
we,
he's
because he's made his own bed.
he's
He's got.
delayed to the next meeting.
Yeah,
He can't
can-
build until the next meeting.
we got to delay him until the next meeting because we need to. do
Right now,
research.
right now it's till the next meeting.
Okay.
But-
So that takes care of that.
Can I
'cause I need
ask,
To get us out of
uh,
here.
because this happens a lot, particularly with him, but it happens with other builders.
About what's going on.
When we approve a plan, why do we approve a plan when that's not what built?
So the big thing with regard to that is that they come to the planning and zoning commission to get an approval before they go into design drawings, and this is throughout. Somebody has not done their technical drawings, and sometimes those require some tweaking, and so that's, sometimes you generally see concept drawings, sometimes a little more detailed than this, and or some detailed drawings, but that's really a matter of them making an investment in that, which is.
But the issue is when the architectural plans violate the site plan. That's the issue. And that happens more often than I think anyone cares to admit or even realizes.
Yeah, as do sometimes the engineering drawings too. And doing the engineering of the building where suddenly they have to put posts in places that weren't anticipated by the architect, for instance.
But in that situation, wouldn't they come back to us to sort of at least update us or seek an amendment to the
Not-
site plan?
It depends on the
Depends on
scope.
the development.
We do a lot of that
That's the
in
answer.
house as minor modifications that are, that's part of building, that's
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
We're not the
I got a
building
commission.
I totally understand that. It's just,
So,
I'm just wondering where the
no,
line is drawn.
Don't use
Right.
I
Okay.
got during planners' comments, I may say, okay, they tweaked this a little, but
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are real design changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And use changes. It's
Right.
really more about the use changes, because you have very little authority for architectural review.
Exactly. I
except
understand.
In those specific locations where you have architectural review.
And we do have it because of the.
Overlay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the overlay.
Oh,
But
All right, so.
it's limited, and that's why they
Pleasure.
don't use it, they do change, because design drawings are at a much higher level when they come in for permit.
Yeah. So tell him to,
It's
you know,
exact.
to just cool his heels. And we have to do some research and we'll let him know.
We have the design and review where this is, so if the design changed, this should come back to us.
Well,
Because we have design and review.
all right.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Already started to.
Else that you wanted to add for us? I mean, any other issues?
Unless you don't bring them
Okay,
up.
okay.
Unless you don't bring them up under.
Well, I have commissioner comments. I have two. Do you want me to go first or you want to? go
I don't
first?
care. I don't care.
There's just two. We do have next Thursday, we have the Aquature. And did we hear a positive from a lot of the people?
There were 3 people we were waiting. John, you
John?
determined you're not
I'm not gonna
going
go.
because you have
I have another.
credits other places as well.
Okay.
that you
So
can
can I
turn
ask
in.
you- so you think that is the case, but you think there's some exception for me as a lawyer? Cause I always do the hours.
Like some of the things you take where you're continuing to may overlap with things that can be counted towards your.
The point is I seek these things out on a regular basis in any event. Yes, I, that's true. It may not necessarily be for planning and zoning. It often is, but I get your point.
Out,
And
and then they also apply
Then I will,
to zoning hours and therefore you can. do
I understand. That's makes sense. All right, yep.
Okay, have we heard from Scott
And
Hamel
Scott, I
or?
don't believe we've heard from Scott and Steve, you had said you were gonna come, I believe, did you?
Steve
That-
Viola?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, free meal.
Cover the people we need, right?
I did, I remember to tell her to give me the list. I
Okay,
wanted to,
all right.
so I don't have it.
Yeah, the other thing is because,
I think we were waiting, maybe.
yeah,
that's-
Brian, but we'll see how his does, yeah.
My birthday was the day after.
Oh, that's the birthday date.
What time's the dinner start?
Five.
Five
is
is cocktail hour starts and then 6 is
o'clock
Dinner, and then speaker after.
And then the presentation split like close like
Yeah.
8 to 9, 7.
You don't do the cocktail.
I know it.
We appointed, George came on, Audra came on, I don't know, everybody else. We have training that we have to complete, 4 hours of training in 4 years or 5 years. But I saw that you had forwarded something that on the 18th of April, which is a Saturday, there is a Zoom meeting that they're offering on, basics of planning and zoning, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour class from like 9 to 12 noon.
What day is it?
It's like the 18th of April. It's on a Saturday, but we can zoom in. But what I was talking to Maureen about is that I'm interested in taking that class because then I don't have to travel. I can just do a Zoom.
Yeah.
And, the town will pay for it. It's $45 a person.
So,
Was in her last email, John.
Okay.
They said
Yeah.
it.
But I was thinking that if we could figure out who's gonna take it, then we can just, instead of doing piecemeal for Alexa or whatever to pay for us, they'd be able to provide, or actually she'd be able to provide the names.
Yeah,
So
we
we could do a one-time payment in our phone.
What is it, 4 hours per year?
4 hours.
Training.
4 hours for each appointment period term,
Okay,
and these two, I think one other
so
appointed.
I just got appointed again last year, right?
No, he then didn't you do the 8-hour training? last
I,
year?
yeah, I thought I did, yeah.
But you got reappointed after it.
We just got
I
reappointed.
think you, me and Diane were appointed
So-
a couple years ago. Been a couple years.
The
Okay,
dinner,
all right.
they give us one.
Yeah, yeah, I know we were taking care, I just don't know who, if I gotta do it or not. Can
Yeah.
I make my comment?
What?
Yeah. Okay, I would like to ask the commissioners, because, and especially commissioners that were on this commission, when Berlin Sand and Gravel on Christian Lane was brought here. That's the opposite side of the road from Pandolf's.
Is that the one with all the junk cars up there?
Well, no, it's the next one down.
Oh,
but it's the one with big piles of stone now and everything else. And they're working up on the Britain property on top with machinery. None of that stuff was approved by this commission. There was small piles of small thing and everything else when this was approved. I would like you to see down there and look at it because it's my thinking that it's totally against the zoning what we approved.
Actually,
Uh,
it's dangerous.
But I've asked the zoning enforcement officer to look down there. He has gone down. He has gone down. I talked to him maybe 2 weeks ago, but what's happened in the last 2 weeks is more. Okay. And I don't know what our enforcement capabilities are. But this guy's throwing our approvals right through the wall.
I do know that I have spoken to Paulie about different subjects. And he, I will give to his credit, every time I've asked him about a specific thing, he knows exactly
Oh,
what he's
yeah,
doing.
yes, I
I
agree.
don't think it's his fault.
No.
I think I have the sense, and I hope I'm not overstepping bounds, but I have the sense that the atmosphere in the state is not one for enforcement. And it's almost as if he's swimming upstream trying to get things compliant. Now, what I did suggest to him is that we should get with our staff and our attorney and start leveling fines, just pushing
So
daily
that
fines.
he is working closely with Corporation Counsel and the hearing officer, which is, it depends on whether the hearing officer, because he's on the ZBA, I believe, or he has a conflict regardless. So then you need another hearing officer to step in, to be appointed for things. But regardless, he's working very closely with Corporation Counsel to escalate things in. And again, with the escalation comes prioritizing each escalation, because they are very any single order is extremely time consuming. So it is a matter of follow-up, and boy, and I've had several conversations with him as well, and try to stay out of the mud so I don't hold up any process he and Jennifer are working on. He's working directly with her as well, so. And unfortunately, she had to jump off at 7 for another meeting, so she's not on anymore, but I think she could better address it when she's here.
I figure by the time we catch them, they would have succeeded.
We've never seen that before.
But it shows it's not just one person, one developer either. Again, coming back to you though, however, that, that one is transparent about changing things, where these others are doing it after they've received their COs.
All right.
Can I make a couple of comments on commissioner comments? I know Ziggy will remember this and so will Joan, because this is when I was first on the planning and zoning. And the property next to where Pat Snow is building those apartments and the other, no, in Berlin, on Berlin Turnpike,
1906 that got built.
Right.
This is.
and where the Berlin bowling alley used to be.
Yes.
In between those two properties,
There's an enforcement order as well.
thank you.
Yeah, he sent those orders, I think, this week.
Okay.
On all three properties as 3 separate orders.
Are we talking about the house?
Built owns the whole thing.
No, I'm talking about the house in between these two properties, because when I was on the commission then, it was a guy that came in, just a house, and he asked our permission to build this huge 3-bay garage to house his cherry pickers.
Yeah.
All right. And now he has containment storage containers out there. I think he has a RV out
Okay,
there.
So I gotta, just because of something, and I don't think you were at the last meeting when we discussed this. So the enforcement issues, we really need
Okay,
in writing,
I
on paper,
missed
and
it.
not discussed where
Okay.
in the meeting where
okay,
it can be
okay,
show bias if they come in. It really needs to be one-on-one with
okay, well,
zoning office.
okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the heads up, though. That always helps and gives us something to look at. Yeah, and I got confused as to what property you're talking about, so we'll have to look into that anyway. Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay. But he did send enforcement officers on. You? Truck stop, it's diesel, I should say diesel fueling station, and do they still have the car wash on there? I think so. I think they still have a car wash on there as well, because it's more property. It's the property running to the south as well. And
George, can you turn your microphone on, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
We changed the zoning for gas stations in a BT1 zone to allow them to go up to five.
it's B.
Oh, because it's, I said BT1 on the thing.
You're right. I'm sorry, the zone line.
We allowed them to go up to like 5,000 square feet of retail space and things like that. I was just wondering if that's what they were doing. And we had some other caveats that we had in there as far as like providing electric fueling stations and things, all that kind of stuff too. So it might be worthwhile to bring that out to refresh, because a lot of people weren't here when we passed that.
So in my staff reports, I usually, especially if there's was a zoning amendment, I try to paste that in to the staff report, so you don't have to.
Because I don't think anybody's,
Books, and you are gonna get new books soon, I hope.
actually exercised that since we passed it. It was originally slated for where the McDonald's is going in, and they never did it.
Yeah, they'll do. instead. Electric
Thank you.
fueling, good. Yes, you had something else you mentioned to me. That you were gonna bring up the time of the meetings, because they're now scheduled to go back to 7 without Brian here, who was one of the commissioners who had
Okay, what we were talking about,
most concerns.
Yeah.
about time. I think you,
I think everyone is loving this 6 o'clock start, especially since we're going on like 20 of 8 and we're getting ready to wrap up and that's a win-win for everyone. So my suggestion was, is do we want to continue with a 6 o'clock start going into the summer hours? No, okay, well, no, I mean, we will enforce whatever the latest it will be. I mean, we will not do what we did. That was cruel and unusual punishment. So, what I'm asking is feedback. Do we want to continue with the 6 o'clock start time? Do we want to go 6:30 or do we want to go 7? I mean, 7 obviously, during the summer it could be more conducive with people who are working outside or, or have projects, cutting trees and stuff like that. And I don't know, I wanted to be fair to everyone. So what are your thoughts, guys?
For me personally, it's a hardship on my work.
Oh, it's tough for you to do the 6?
I have to decline or I have to adjust it. So I squeeze hours in, but the timeline 7 is,
7 is preferred?
yeah. And then as I was listening to Diane too, maybe with Rogan, they have summer work in
Yeah.
on their farms or their businesses that closer
Mhm.
to the daylight
Yes.
competing. The later
Okay.
hours seem to be better for them in the summer.
All right.
So that's
Tim,
their work.
you don't have any, John, do you have any preference?
6 o'clock, I can make work for sure. Sometimes I might be maybe 10 minutes late, but that's no reason to stop doing 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I know. This is a tough one because our next meeting is supposed to start at 7. So, but,
I'm in favor of keeping the 6 o'clock. I think how many meetings have we done at 6 now? Maybe 3 or 4?
more than that.
Geez, it feels like,
Once.
it's been that long.
About 6 of them.
My God.
But the other thing too, June,
Yeah.
So
is that if you're late to the meeting, just let us know you're running late and we'll seat you as soon as you get here. Don't.
My priority is to be on time and attend.
Well, I know, and that's
responsibility.
okay, but what I'm saying is that your responsibility is to yourself and taking care of business. You are a volunteer here, so, and that will not jeopardize your seat. We have alternates, we can backfill with them until you get here. And so,
My responsibility as a commissioner is to be on time and be present for every meeting unless there's.
yeah, I just don't want you to cost your livelihood,
But
Help you?
not really.
no, and I'm considering also Rogan because he has the landscaping or something
Well,
business. and
yeah, he does tree service and
he
stuff like
comes
that.
in late in this.
Yeah, or he
summer.
zooms in or whatever.
Yeah, so there's several people impacted by the earlier
And
time.
the issue is
Why
our
don't you
meetings
do-
are, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
The issue is our meetings are long. I mean, we go longer than pretty much any other commission, other than maybe the police commission these days. But we need to give as much runway as we can. I mean, that's my view.
Hardship for you guys, 6 o'clock?
No.
Well, the other thing,
I'm thinking about staff, Alexa
Yeah.
and Maureen. I mean, you're here all day long going.
no, we do because,
7 o'clock at night.
because on Thursdays, the town hall closes at 7, so you've already got an hour behind you.
They, it's as part of being a planner, meetings till 2 AM were,
No.
we were
No.
expecting from the time I became.
Steve Biella, do you have any feedback on this?
Don't worry, yeah, Alexa said she wasn't in her planning when she entered the planning world, but in the 80s and 90s, that was the norm was.
Well, why don't we?
Midnight to 2
Okay,
AM meetings.
why don't we do this? Because the weather is not really conducive with doing anything outside, and I check the weather to see when it's gonna get nice, and it doesn't look like it's gonna happen really soon. So why don't we stay with the 6 o'clock start time for the April 9th meeting? And then chat again when everyone's here? Was that okay?
We need to modify
That's fair.
this
That's fine, okay.
annual schedule to accommodate the time. We have to change the time specifically. for
Yeah.
next month, or next,
You have to vote to change the time and then it will
Yeah.
become a special meeting.
that's right.
I want them.
It has to be noticed according.
We're gonna have to notice it as a special meeting because it's less than 30 days in advance of that meeting.
Gotcha.
No, sugar beets, okay. All right, so let's have a vote. So,
Then it's, the end time that ends up being the problem. So if we could just set a end time and the meeting stops and the rest of the subjects go to the
So-
next meeting.
Never works.
The biggest problem with that is you're often running off of a statutory deadline. To either close a public hearing, to make a decision, the number of days for filing a Mylar, you're running into those statutory time limits, and that's usually what makes your meetings carry over. And it might not be the item that is being discussed, but it's the person that's been sitting there because you were discussing
something else
ahead of them that
that they,
4.5,
yeah.
and it
Good.
harms.
I understand that.
So I'll make a motion to set the meetings, the next meeting to 6 o'clock. Basically, meaning it will be a special meeting at 6 o'clock.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Oh, Andrea did a second. So further discussion, then all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay. And June's opposed. Okay, understood. All righty. So that's that. So how,
Did you hear from Steve?
Steve Biella?
Aye.
Aye, okay. And then we'll have to negotiate out for the latter April meeting. The motion carries. So I'll entertain at, what is it, 7:45, 7:40? 7:44, motion to adjourn by Mr. Millard. And do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Dyken. Further discussion on going home? Then all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Except you're already there. Good night, everyone. Thank you. And that's it. It's a wrap.
Actually, I am so sorry. He does sometimes, and this was bad. George.